How to instantly identify low vibrational people and avoid them. Energy doesn't lie. Every single person you encounter carries a vibration, an invisible frequency that either lifts you up or pulls you down. You've felt it before: the immediate sense of peace when you're around certain people, the effortless joy they bring into your life. And then there are the others. The ones who drain you, who leave you feeling heavy, anxious, or inexplicably exhausted. These are low vibrational people, and whether they realize it or not, their energy is toxic to those who are trying to evolve, grow, and elevate themselves. The question is, how do you instantly recognize them before their energy begins to affect you? And more importantly, how do you avoid getting entangled in their frequency without guilt or hesitation? The first and most obvious sign of a low vibrational person is the emotional weight they carry, and more importantly, the way they offload that weight onto others. When you engage with them, it feels less like a conversation and more like an emotional dumping ground. They are constantly complaining, dwelling in negativity, and seeing problems instead of solutions. They don't just experience hardship, they identify with it. Life is happening to them, never through them. It's as if they are addicted to their own suffering, and without realizing it, they attempt to pull you into that same frequency. And here's the most dangerous part: if you are not conscious, you may think you are just helping them, being a supportive friend, being compassionate. But what is really happening is an energy exchange. They unload their heaviness onto you, and you walk away feeling depleted while they feel lighter. Have you ever noticed how certain people leave you feeling exhausted, even if they didn't say anything particularly dramatic? That's not a coincidence. It's a transfer of vibration.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
Another clear indicator of a low vibrational person is their relationship with drama. They don't just experience conflict, they create it. They thrive in environments of chaos because peace is uncomfortable for them. If things are going well, they will find something to be upset about. If there is no issue, they will manufacture one. Gossip, arguments, unnecessary conflicts, these are the tools they use to keep themselves locked in a lower frequency. And the worst part? They will always try to pull others into their storm. They will bait you into arguments, manipulate situations, and distort reality just to maintain an emotional charge. Why? Because deep down their vibration is so low that they need constant emotional stimulation to feel alive. And if you're not careful, you'll get roped into their endless cycle of chaos. Ask yourself, how many times have you been pulled into drama that had nothing to do with you, only to realize later that you were just a pawn in someone else's low-frequency game? Low vibrational people also have a distorted sense of responsibility. They refuse to take ownership of their actions, their emotions, and their energy. Everything is always someone else's fault. They blame society, their past, the people around them, but never themselves. And because they avoid self-reflection, they never grow. When you try to help them see a different perspective, they resist. When you offer solutions, they dismiss them. They don't want change, they want validation for their suffering. And the more time you spend around them, the more you will find yourself subtly adopting the same mindset, complaining more, seeing obstacles instead of opportunities, feeling trapped instead of empowered. It happens gradually, but the effect is undeniable. The energy you surround yourself with is the energy you become. So here's the real question. Are the people in your life expanding your mind, your spirit, your potential? Or are they keeping you stuck in a loop of limitation? The presence of low vibrational people in your life is not just an inconvenience, it's a spiritual test. The universe is constantly presenting us with choices: evolve or remain the same. And sometimes those choices come in the form of people who challenge your boundaries, your energy, and your ability to protect your inner peace. Avoiding these individuals is not about judgment or superiority, it's about self-preservation. It's about recognizing that your energy is your most valuable currency, and not everyone should have access to it. The greatest mistake you can make is believing that you are strong enough to withstand their influence without consequence. Energy is contagious. If you stay in a polluted environment long enough, you will start to breathe in the toxins. So now I ask you, what is the quality of the energy you are allowing into your life? Are you surrounded by people who nourish your spirit, or are you unconsciously absorbing the negativity of those who refuse to elevate themselves? And if you realized right now that certain people in your life were keeping you stuck in a lower vibration, would you have the courage to walk away? The silent dangers of low vibrational energy and how it infects you without you noticing. Low vibrational energy is not just something that exists outside of you, it is something that seeps into your mind, your emotions, and even your physical body if you are not hyper-aware of its presence. The most dangerous thing about low vibrational people is not just their negativity, it is the way their energy subtly infiltrates your life without you even realizing it. You don't wake up one day suddenly filled with doubt, fear, or exhaustion. No, it happens gradually, like a slow poison. A single conversation that leaves you feeling drained. A minor situation that pulls you into unnecessary drama. A repeated exposure to someone's complaints, cynicism, or victim mentality until, without even realizing it, you start seeing the world through the same distorted lens. The effect is so subtle that most people don't even recognize they've been infected until they look back and realize they are not the same person they used to be. Energy is highly contagious, and the more time you spend around low vibrational people, the more your own frequency begins to lower. At first, it might just be small changes, less motivation, more procrastination, a creeping sense of doubt that wasn't there before. But over time, these small shifts accumulate into something much larger. You start questioning your path. You feel more irritable, less inspired, more prone to overthinking and anxiety. Low vibrational people have a way of making you second-guess yourself, filling your mind with limiting beliefs that you once knew were false. They plant seeds of fear, of hesitation, of self-sabotage, and if you are not conscious, those seeds will grow into the very obstacles that block you from your highest potential. One of the most deceptive aspects of low vibrational energy is that it often disguises itself as something else. It doesn't always come in the form of outright negativity. Sometimes it masquerades as concern, as realism, as advice. The friend who constantly warns you about failure every time you take a risk. The family member who tells you to be practical when you dream too big. The co-worker who subtly undermines your confidence with backhanded compliments. These are not just words, they are energetic attacks designed to keep you operating at a lower frequency. The scariest part. Most people who spread low vibrational energy are not even aware that they are doing it. They are simply projecting their own fears, their own limitations, their own unresolved wounds onto you. And if you are not strong in your own energy, you will absorb those projections as truth. Low vibrational energy also has a profound effect on your emotional state. Have you ever noticed that after spending time with certain people, you feel cloudy, anxious, or even slightly depressed? That is not a coincidence. When you expose yourself to low vibrational energy, it disrupts your emotional balance. You might feel on edge without knowing why. You might find yourself replaying negative conversations in your head, obsessing over things that don't really matter, or feeling an overwhelming sense of heaviness that lingers long after the interaction is over. This is because low vibrational energy is dense. It weighs on your spirit, making everything feel harder, slower, more difficult. And if you allow yourself to stay in that energy long enough, it starts to alter your entire perception of reality. But the most insidious effect of low vibrational energy is the way it disconnects you from yourself. The more you engage with it, the more you lose touch with your own intuition, your own inner guidance. Your energy becomes fragmented, scattered, disrupted. You start looking outside of yourself for validation, for answers, for direction, because that is what low vibrational energy does. It pulls you away from your center, making you more susceptible to external influences. You stop trusting yourself. You start doubting your own decisions. And once you reach that point, you are no longer in control of your own vibration. You are at the mercy of whatever energy surrounds you. This is why avoiding low vibrational people is not just a matter of preference, it is a matter of spiritual survival. It is about protecting your energy as fiercely as you would protect your physical body from poison. Because make no mistake, low vibrational energy is a poison. It clouds your mind, drains your spirit, and keeps you from stepping into the highest version of yourself. And the truth is, most people do not even realize they are trapped in it until it has already consumed them. They have lived in the fog for so long that they believe it is normal. They have been surrounded by negativity for so long that they mistake it for reality. But here's something that will change your life forever. Just because something is common does not mean it is normal. Just because most people live in low vibrational states does not mean you have to. So the real question is, how much of your energy have you unknowingly given away to low vibrational people? How many of your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs have been shaped by energies that do not belong to you? And if you had the power to reclaim your energy, to cleanse yourself of every low-frequency influence that has ever weighed you down, would you do it? The art of energetic protection, how to shield yourself from toxic people without guilt. Once you become aware of how low vibrational energy infiltrates your life, the next step is mastering the art of protection. Because awareness alone is not enough. Recognizing toxic energy is only the first battle. The real challenge is learning how to shield yourself from it without feeling guilty, without second-guessing yourself, without falling into the trap of believing that you owe anyone access to your energy. This is where most people struggle. They know certain people drain them, they feel the shift in their vibration after every interaction, but they still hesitate to walk away. Why? Because they have been conditioned to believe that protecting their energy is selfish, that setting boundaries is cruel, that cutting ties with toxic people makes them a bad person. But that is one of the greatest lies ever told. Your energy is your most valuable asset. It is the foundation of your peace, your clarity, your creativity, your entire ability to manifest the life you desire. And yet, most people allow it to be drained on a daily basis by those who do not appreciate it, do not respect it, and do not contribute anything positive in return. Imagine if you treated your money the way you treat your energy, giving it away mindlessly to people who only waste it, never investing it wisely, never protecting it from those who would exploit it. You would be broke in an instant. And that is exactly what happens when you allow low vibrational people to have unlimited access to your mind, your emotions, your spirit. You become energetically bankrupt. You are left depleted, struggling to function at your highest level, wondering why you feel so tired all the time. But the exhaustion is not just physical, it is spiritual. It is the weight of carrying energies that were never meant to be yours. So how do you protect yourself? The first step is understanding that boundaries are not just personal preferences, they are spiritual armor. A boundary is not an act of cruelty, it is an act of self-respect. It is you declaring to the universe that your energy is sacred, that it is not available for misuse, that you are no longer willing to be a dumping ground for other people's negativity. And the moment you internalize this truth, everything changes. You stop apologizing for saying no. You stop explaining yourself when you choose to walk away. You stop feeling guilty for prioritizing your own well-being. Because here's the reality, people who respect you will never be offended by your boundaries. Only those who benefited from your lack of them will react negatively. And when they do, that is your confirmation that you made the right choice. The second step is learning how to energetically disengage from toxic people, even when physical distance is not an option. Sometimes you cannot completely cut someone out of your life. Maybe they are a co-worker, a family member, or someone you are temporarily bound to in some way. But that does not mean you have to absorb their energy. You can be in the presence of a low vibrational person without allowing their frequency to penetrate your own. How? By mastering emotional detachment, by refusing to engage in their negativity, by not reacting to their attempts to pull you into drama, arguments, or low-frequency conversations. When they complain, you do not feed into it. When they try to provoke you, you remain unmoved. When they attempt to guilt-trip you, manipulate you, or drain your energy, you simply do not participate. I think of it like a radio. Just because a station is playing does not mean you have to tune in. And when you refuse to match their frequency, they lose their power over you. The third step is daily energy cleansing. Just as you would not go days without showering, you should not go days without clearing your energetic field. Every day you interact with different energies, some uplifting, some draining. And if you do not actively cleanse yourself, those energies accumulate like dirt on your spirit. There are countless ways to do this: meditation, breath work, salt baths, time in nature, burning sage or Palo Santo, visualization exercises where you imagine white light washing over you, cutting energetic cords with people who no longer serve you. The method does not matter as much as the intention behind it. The goal is to release anything that is not yours, to return to your natural state of peace, to reclaim every fragment of energy that you may have unconsciously given away. Because the truth is, your energy is always yours to take back. The moment you decide that you are no longer available for low vibrations, you begin to rise. And here's the most powerful realization of all. When you elevate your own vibration, low vibrational people will naturally start to fall away. You will not even have to push them out of your life, they will remove themselves. Because the higher you rise, the more uncomfortable they will feel in your presence. They will either be forced to elevate themselves to match your frequency, or they will distance themselves because your energy no longer feeds their dysfunction. This is why the most powerful form of protection is simply becoming the highest version of yourself. When you stand fully in your power, when you radiate confidence, clarity, and inner peace, those who thrive in chaos will no longer find a home in your energy. So ask yourself, are you willing to protect your energy as fiercely as you protect everything else in your life? Are you ready to set boundaries without guilt, to disengage from toxicity without hesitation, to cleanse yourself of every energetic burden that is not yours to carry? Because the moment you do, you will feel something you may not have felt in a long time: lightness, freedom, a return to your true essence. And that feeling, that is what it means to truly live in a high vibration. The final test: how to recognize when low vibrational people are trying to pull you back in, and how to resist them effortlessly. The moment you begin protecting your energy, the moment you start setting boundaries, raising your vibration, and elevating yourself beyond the reach of negativity, something inevitable happens. The low vibrational people in your life will notice, and they will not like it. Whether consciously or unconsciously, they will feel the shift in your energy, the fact that you are no longer easily accessible, that their negativity no longer affects you the way it once did. And this is when the final test begins. Because low vibrational people do not simply disappear when you decide to rise, often make one last attempt to pull you back into their frequency. And if you are not prepared for this, if you are not aware of how they operate, you may find yourself slipping back into old patterns before you even realize what is happening. The first way they try to pull you back in is through emotional triggers. They know exactly what buttons to push, what words to say, what situations to create in order to provoke a reaction from you. Maybe they suddenly bring up old conflicts, trying to reignite arguments that you have long since moved past. Maybe they play the victim, making you feel guilty for setting boundaries, accusing you of abandoning them, of being selfish, of changing too much. Maybe they manipulate through nostalgia, reminding you of the good times in an attempt to make you question whether you were wrong for walking away. These tactics are not random, they are designed to test your emotional strength, to see if you will lower your vibration in order to meet them where they are. And the moment you react, the moment you engage, you have already lost, because energy flows where attention goes. The second you invest your energy into their games, you are feeding their vibration instead of protecting your own. Another common tactic is the illusion of change. Some low vibrational people will sense that they are losing their grip on you, so they will temporarily adjust their behavior to lure you back in. They will suddenly seem more positive, more supportive, more self-aware. They will say all the right things, act as if they have finally turned over a new leaf. And because you are naturally empathetic, because you want to believe in the best in people, you may be tempted to give them another chance. But here is the truth: real change is not spoken, it is embodied. Words mean nothing without consistent action to back them up. If someone claims they have changed, but their energy still feels the same, trust the energy. If their positivity is temporary, if their new mindset only lasts until they regain access to you, then they have not truly evolved. They have only adapted their tactics to keep you within reach. And if you fall for it, you will find yourself right back where you started, caught in the same cycles that you fought so hard to break free from. Then there is the ultimate test, the unexpected crisis. This is where low vibrational people, whether intentionally or not, create chaos in their own lives as a last-ditch effort to pull you back in. Suddenly they are in distress. Suddenly they need your help. Suddenly they are going through something so dramatic that you feel obligated to step in, to rescue them the way you always have. And while it is one thing to offer genuine support to those who truly need it, it is another thing entirely to be emotionally manipulated into re-entering toxic dynamics. Because here is the harsh truth: some people do not want solutions, they want attention. Some people do not want healing, they want an audience for their suffering. And if you are not careful, you will mistake their self-created chaos for an actual emergency. And before you know it, you will be back in their energy field, absorbing their problems as if they were your own. So how do you resist all of this effortlessly? How do you ensure that no matter what tactics they use, you remain unshaken, untouched, completely immune to their attempts to pull you back in? The answer is simple: you do not engage, you do not argue, you do not explain, you do not justify. You do not try to prove that you have changed, that you are not the same person you used to be. You simply become the change. You embody your new vibration so fully, so completely, that their energy can no longer reach you. You let your silence speak for itself. You let your absence be your response. And when they try to provoke you, when they try to drag you back down, you respond in the most powerful way possible, with indifference. Because here is what most people fail to realize: low vibrational people do not actually crave resolution, they crave reaction. They thrive on the emotional charge that comes from engaging with you, from pulling you into their world of negativity, from knowing that they still have some level of control over your energy. And the moment you stop giving them that reaction, the moment you become emotionally untouchable, they lose all power over you. They will either be forced to rise to your level, or they will naturally fade out of your life. Either way, you win. So now the final question: are you willing to stand so firmly in your energy, in your vibration, in your newfound clarity, that nothing and no one can pull you back into old patterns? Are you ready to become so untouchable, so unwavering, that low vibrational people no longer even attempt to engage with you. Because the moment you make this decision, the moment you truly commit to protecting your energy above all else, something incredible happens. You become free. Free from the weight of other people's negativity. Free from the emotional manipulation that once controlled you. Free from the cycles that once kept you stuck. And in that freedom, you finally realize the truth. You were never meant to live in low vibrations. You were always meant to rise.